All right, welcome YouTubers. This is a look at an individual that's a new picker, and not to pick on anybody or do anything, but this is going to be sort of a lessons learned as to, anybody can be a handicapper, anybody can be a gambler. All you got to do is pick teams or make bets. But I'm going to go on to Samuel Gold here. He looks like a nice enough fellow. I don't know him. Haven't really watched that many of his videos. He's got 50, almost 58,000. Sorry about that. Almost 58,000 subscribers. So a lot of subscribers. And his life on YouTube goes back several years. And you can see what he primarily does here is film room type stuff. So is Des Bryant the best? This interception, that interception. So after the fact kind stuff, but he should, I guess, I don't know if that translates to being a good offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, because you're not picking before the fact, you're picking after the fact, breaking down games. But he's been doing it for 3+ years and has lots of views, or at least 2 years here, and lots of views on a lot of these things. Sometimes 157,000 views. I don't have which ones are the best and which ones aren't. Does a little bit of mock drafts. And he went on for a couple years doing this, quite successful, or I guess he's informative to people. A lot of viewers, like I said. But this year, 2018, he decided he would give out sports betting advice. So we can skip. But you're going to see what happens. Typical. I call this one typical. That's why I have it out there. And of course, he'll break down games and he'll say this is that. It's really, these videos are not as informative as his other videos in terms of like film room. But you'll see he is betting $100, $100, $100. So that's like his unit. Some of them will be 50 and some of them are 200. I gave him credit for the 200 to be a 2x and the 100 to be a 1x. If he had any 50s in there, I might have applied him as a 1x. Just I don't want to get into half games here, but he came out and said, and he's got a payout, which is fine. I'm just going to go with covers game time lines. And so this week he picked, I got to get my notes. Sorry for going away from the mic. He's pretty hot and heavy on being ATS, right? He's ATS. Even though he says against the spreads, over, under, whatever, he's all ATS to start with. He thinks he knows everything, so let's go for it. Anyways, Cleveland ended up winning this game. San Francisco was a loss, and Seattle was a push the first week. So he's 1-1 after the first week. I come back and do week 2. He's heavily monopolized. He does say he's 1-1, and 1, right? Who cares about the ties? What's he going to do this time? All right. Week number 2, he's still all ATS, all in. Matter of fact, he's going to go with a 2x bet for New Orleans, who lost. So I'm going to count it 2 losses. Dallas won and Buffalo lost. I know Buffalo's 50, but I marked him down 100. Maybe I can declinate half of a loss here. But that's going to put him 1-3 on the week. Or 1-2.5, right? But I'm going to do 1-3, and it'll be 2-4 for the season. So you can see right out of the gate, you're a 33% picker. And that ain't good. Ain't good. But let's see how he progresses, because it's more interesting how we're going to progress here, because we're going to, the typical is to get away from ATS when you figure out you can't pick ATS anymore, and get into these prop type bets like over and under, like he knows anything about the weather or turnovers or anything else like that. He's a film breaker downer. Maybe you could score a lot, right? This team's going to score a lot on this, but isn't going to score a lot, but he's telling you how to break people down. Why pick unders then? But anyways, we got some unders here. We're not going to do the under, but we will do 2x on Atlanta. Of course, that was a loser. And we're going to do 1x on the Chargers, which was also a loser. So he went 0-3 that week, and he's now 2-7 for the season. I mean, you know where this is going to go. So I got 2 ATSs and an over. The ATS is 2X. So Indianapolis lost and Cleveland lost. So he's 0-3 this week. Now he's 2-10 on ATS. 2-10. I could break down film, but I'm 2-10. I could break down film after the fact, but I am 2-10 predicting it. So I don't know what the hell that means, but here's all ATS again. So I'm not quite there yet, but Arizona is a 2X. They won. Philadelphia is a 2X. They lost. And Kansas City was a 1X. They won. So he's actually 3-2 this week. That would be winning, right? That's a 60% for the week. But for the year, he is crawled up to 5-12. I don't know what to tell you what 5-12 is, but it's a lot of losing money. Where's week 6? So he's got over, money line, and over. I don't know if that one's money line. That seems like a weird number for money line. I didn't count it, so I don't know who won, but I got no picks this week. ATS. Let's do week 7. Oh, week 7 he doesn't pick. Thought he might have gave up there, but he came back week 8. Gonna do against the spread. Picks and over under. Heavy monetizer, heavy advertiser. He's obviously hooked up with MyBookie AG. Oh, he did go 2-1 last week. Let's see. That was an over. He's 1-1 on ATS. I'm not going to count it because I don't go Twitter. Sorry for me. Sign up for your bonus. MyBookie. All right. What's your motivation there, buddy? Here we go. So he's got 2 ATSs. Cleveland lost. Green Bay won. He's 1-1 on the week. He's 6-13 on the year. The other one was an over. Week 9. Fortunately, I'm only in week 14 of this year. But he is, let's see, over. Tampa Bay ATS lost. So now he's 6-14 at a 1X. And this is more like a, underdog. Money line. I don't know if you won or lost that. Don't care. All I'm interested in is ATS. Not that you can't make money doing over. Not that you can't make money doing money line. But it's hard to make money on the money line by numbers. And it's hard. I view the other one as just a prop bet, over under, right? Hard to make money a long time doing that. So Seattle was a winner and Detroit was a loser this week. That's 1-1 again, all 1X. 7-15 on the year. Week 11. So we do have 3, and this one is just number 4 is a money line. So you do have 3. He did get back into it. Actually, he's got a 5th. He's got 4 with Kansas City. So it's a loss on Houston, a win on Chicago, a loss on Atlanta, and a push on Kansas City. Those are all 1X. So we went 1-2 that. So he's 8-17. Week 12. Deal or no deal? No deal on this picker. Overs and unders. Over, under. Propping it up. I actually don't know if he's doing well in the over-unders. If he is, good luck to him because he needs to make some money up. That's for damn sure. Week 13. All right, guys. Over, unders. Did I just do week 13? Did I screw that up? More overs and unders. Where's week 14? And I just completed week 14, so I won't have week 15. Let's see if he tells me what it is on the year for week 14. Oh, he's 20-24 overall. Lost a punch, so he's a self-described loser. That's okay. I think he was joking during some of these to fade him because he's so terrible. But I don't know if 20-24 is worth fading because 24-20, I don't know if that's any better. I think you might be losing money there. I'll have to do the math. Over. Then he's got a couple ATSs. And Denver and Atlanta both lost. So now he's 8 and 19 on the year, and that's where we're current. So yeah, 2,000 people, 2,400 people saw this week. Maybe they got the overs and unders in there, but they're following along. He's 20 and 24 by himself. He said that, and if he fade it, then he is. Of course, he lost $900 so far on his $100 unit. He's down 9 units. If you try to fade that the other way, 24 and 20, I don't think you're making money. So either way, it's really, really tough to follow him. But the point here is that you can be astute breaker downer of defenses after the fact and giving you a lot of info on games and have a lot of views, but you're out of your wheelhouse if you think you're going to predict it beforehand, and you're going to understand how sports handicapping works, and the results are going to show it here. Like I said, I got him 8 and 19 ATS. It will take a long time to get back on that. All right, so hope you enjoyed the video. I'll try to find some other people. This is just someone I ran into when I was trying to find other winners. Everybody's losers. Watch my normal video, my normal weekly for this last week. I think had a bunch of YouTube. I included him at either 8 and 19 or what he was before, 8 and 17 before he lost 2 this week. So good luck. See ya.